Good day and welcome to today's Sports Rep Show. My name is Limba Mupetami. Today's show will, of course, have myself as the host, Brian Munango on Spotify, the youth segment, and then Arrie Hougaard will conclude the show with international news in the Globetrotting segment. With that, let's head into today's hit list segment. Even though just in an acting position, Jacky Gertze has been offered the hot seat of the Namibia Football Association and is being backed by the likes of Monica Shapua, the chairperson of the Namibia Women Football Association, that is. Shapua has backed the appointment of Jacky Gertze as the acting Secretary General of the NFA. Shapua said that Gertze deserves it and is a veteran of the sports. The German triathletes won both the elite men's and women's divisions of the 2022 Prosperity Health Africa Triathlon Cup held in Sokopmund on Saturday. The field consisted of some of the world's best, included, of course, athletes from Namibia, South Africa, Germany, the Netherlands, Austria, Japan, USA, Luxembourg, as well as Nigeria. Now check out a highlight package from the triathlon compiled by Adam Hartman.
This triathlon is part of the World Triathlon Circuit. It's part of the African Cup. So professional athletes race to score points. These points are used for world rankings. They're used for going to the Olympics or even to the Commonwealth, which is the case this year. So we are very fortunate to have an event of this magnitude in Swakopmund. We've got two local events where we've given all the local athletes the opportunity to get into triathlon. We've got a super sprint distance and a sprint distance, and then afterwards we will start with the professional elite ladies and then elite men, which is the final for the day.
We have people from all over the world. How many athletes are we looking at and how many internationals?
Okay, internationals, we've got in excess of 30, I think there's 40 athletes to be precise. They are from all across Europe. We've got athletes from America, Japan, Luxembourg, Germany, Austria. Yeah, it's a mixture of I think there's 9 nations excluding Namibia that's competing.
Don't swim next to each other! Don't swim next to each other!
Go, go!
Tough race to get away. Who's in the front here? Looks like the South African. They're big opportunity.
Here we go, your Africa Triathlon Cup champion 2022, Annika Koch. What a finish, what a glorious run. African Triathlon Cup, presented by Prosperity Health Champion. What a run! Race number 1, lucky opposition in the same team for the ladies. German wins on both sides. Flawless. So you're obviously gonna be pushing for the World Cup circuit this year. You're racing all of them, or are you gonna? What's your next race?
My next race was the World Cup in Argentina because it's the first race of the Olympic qualification, and they're training hard for this one, and then some other World Cups and WTS races.
So you've been here for 3 weeks in Windhoek at a high altitude training camp with your teammates, and then you're obviously focusing on Paris more than the World Triathlon circuit for the grand final and points, or is it about Operation Paris?
It's well, Paris, I would say. Yeah, this is goal, and yeah, hopefully it will work. And yeah, I will collect some important points in the World Cup that I.
And Germany backing you as their podium finisher in 2024?
Yeah, I hope so.
Well, you seem to have the running form. Is everything smooth at the moment? Are you feeling great for it?
Yeah, obviously I'm retired because of the hard training in Windhoek, but yeah, everything worked out and feel really good.
So would you recommend Namibia and Windhoek and Soccerland as a place for foreigners to come and train rather than the Canary Islands and the other places?
Yeah, definitely, it's number 1.
Brilliant. Well done. What is your expectations and how was that race?
Yeah, we all went a little bit tight into the race from the training camp here in Namibia. We had a great time here, so we decided to finish the camp off with the race. And yeah, our goal was to have a good race, to give everything from the gun on, to prepare for the upcoming season in Europe. And I think we did that and had a great race. Thanks to the crowd. Yeah, it was fun from the start. Yeah.
So this is kind of like a home away from home race because people love the Germans here. So you had support out on the course, is that right?
Yeah, I had a lot of guys cheering in German as well, so it was yeah, very nice.
That's wonderful, and I assume you've enjoyed the beer. You said it was a tough 3 weeks, or was it just the training?
No, we had 4 weeks altitude camp here in Windhoek. Yeah, the people were all very welcoming to us, and we had a great time over there, and could finish our training off there very well.
So a great place for a training camp. I mean, Europeans normally go to places like the Canary Islands. Would you say Namibia is the future place for training camps? A good place for the other European teams to come?
Yeah, I think it's good. You have like 25 degrees, so it's warm, and you have a little bit of the altitude effect as well. In Windhoek, it's about 1,700 meters above sea level, so you don't have to go in the cold Sierra Nevada or something like that. So you have both effects here, so it's very good.
And it's cheap enough to afford lots of beer and filter.
Yeah, we have that from today on, yeah.
Well, congratulations. Cheers. I think it's hair wetting time. Yeah. Go, Valentine.
The Namibian Rugby Sevens team had a very disappointing run in the Sevens tournament in Uganda. Well, the team manager of the team, Colin Stevens, says Namibia needs better conditioning in order to perform better in the future. The Namibians only won 1 game from the 4 they played over the weekend in the Rugby Africa Men's Sevens tournament. They beat Ghana in their first match, 1910. They lost to Madagascar 41-0, and then they lost to Kenya 33-7. And yesterday, when they faced Zimbabwe, they were again beaten 27-17. Now, moving on with netball action. Ochivarango saw 12 teams taking part in exciting games at Parises Park. The league kicked off on the 4th of March and is set to end in September, with the winners going home with $15,000. Second place will walk away with, or rather the winners will walk away with $150,000, whereas the second place holders will take home about $60,000. Now with that, let's have a look at the weekend results as well as the log standing of the netball. Now, as you can see there, 11 Arrows playing with Northern Ballers. That, of course, was a 50-50 draw. Blue Waters faced the Rebels. And, of course, the Rebels lived up to their name, beating Blue Waters 32-22. Other games looked at Afro Lions going up against Youngsters. That match ended 46-30, The correctional team also went down against mighty Gunners. That of course was 49-33. And the Navy also played Grootfontein, beating them 47-33. Now looking at the log standing right now, the mighty Gunners are on 14 points and leading the log, whereas Tigers are also on 14 points. Of course, just the game difference there. Namibian Correctional Services are on 13 points, just, you know, at the heels of Tigers and mighty Gunners, and Africat Lions also, not to count them out. They are on 4th position with 12 points. Now, of course, exciting action in the Netball Premier League. That is, now if you are a follower of netball, you should always check out our pages, our platforms, as we'll be bringing you more and more results. Now, moving onwards with rugby news. Wolfish Bay outfit FNB Kudus took over the lead in the Namibia Rugby Union Premier League on Saturday, winning their 3rd consecutive match while keeping Trasco United winless after 3 rounds. Kudus stormed to a 45-19 win against struggling 2019 champions, scoring 7 tries to add to the maximum 6 league points for the day. Now, of course, let's have a look at some of the results over the weekend on the log. And as you can see there on the log, we have the likes of Western Suburbs, or rather, let's see, Rehoboth, who played over the weekend. Unam also played over the weekend. Of course, Unam beating Rehoboth, that is, with 2 points. The score looking at 18-16. We have the likes of United as well as Kudus, with Kudus, as I've just mentioned, they're beating United 45-19. We have the likes of Wanderers as well as Grootfontein, with Grootfontein rather going down 39-23. Now with that, we cross over as we have interviews with Vikas Jacobs, the Grootfontein captain, and Rohan Keshoff, the Wanderers coach, compiled by Andrew Polman, that is. And right after those 2 interviews, we will then take a short break and then head into the weekend drop segment. So please do not move an inch.
I must say it's a sour pill to swallow. We were in the game, but small mistakes at the end cost us the game. So yeah, back to the drawing boards, but all credit to Wanderers. They came out and they stuck the whole 80.
Right, but it was an incredible performance by Grootfontein. You were level till about the last 10 minutes when Wanderers pulled away. So you're probably proud of your team.
Definitely. I know I'd like to say to the guys that was with me, it's always a privilege to play with them, and thanks for them putting up a fight. But let's be honest, we have to go back to the drawing board. Serious talks needs to be talked, and I'm serious the next time will be a huge comeback.
Right, it's still early days, but how are you feeling about your position on the log and the rest of the season?
Yeah, from here on it gets tougher. Like I said before, every time playing in this league is not easy. So we'll take every game step by step.
Nerve-wracking there in the beginning, but I think the guys, especially the second half, the guys stood up to the match, and I think they did well. We knew it was going to be physical, but I think we didn't really know how physical it was going to be. But yeah, the way Grootfontein played as well today, driving everything, scrums. I think that the pack stood up.
What was the game plan coming into this match, knowing that they were physical? Were you also going to say we're going to match them toe to toe?
Yeah, obviously. If you're not going to match them, they're going to run over you. I think that first 20 minutes of the first half, we did well. We played tactically well, and then that second 20 of the first half, they were physically dominant and on the front foot, and that's why I scored the two tries.
How much does this victory mean to you and your team?
Yeah, every victory is important, but I think this one it creates a bit of belief as well, because they're the log leaders. So it creates a bit of belief amongst the team as well that they are good enough, because a couple of young guys, that's their first year in the Premier League. So for those guys, everything is new, it's unfamiliar. So for them, getting this win, it's immense. Okay.
Now, of course, before we move onwards to the weekend drop segment, we still have some more content to cover in the hit list. Now, Namibia's national women's cricket team, the Capricorn Eagles, have performed well at the ongoing Capricorn Women's Tri-Nation Series, which got underway at the CCD field on Wednesday. Namibia won their first match by 7 wickets against Zimbabwe after chasing down a total of 181 runs in 20 overs. They followed that victory with a 12-run win over Uganda in their second match before beating Uganda by 8 runs in the third match. In their fourth match, Namibia lost to Zimbabwe by 9 wickets before beating Uganda once again by 28 and 11 runs respectively in the fourth and fifth matches. Namibia is currently still playing Uganda at the moment, and then tomorrow they will face Zimbabwe in the final, so that should be a match to watch. The Namibian Equestrian Federation held their annual awards over the weekend. Now here's a clip of Richard Frankel, that is, from the Federation, speaking about the awards. This video is compiled by Jerin, so please have a listen to this.
Good evening, everybody, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to the NAMEF Annual Awards tonight on the 23rd of April, where we are honoring our riders, our horses, our breeders, our coaches, and tonight we are going to be handing out 124 various certificates, trophies and prizes to our participants. In terms of the growth of the sport, obviously we have been impacted, as all the other sports have, through COVID. So through 2021 it was a very challenging time, but we did manage to host over 25 various events throughout the country. And going forward, our season has already started in the endurance disciplines, but we're looking forward to our dressage and show jumping season starting the second weekend of May, and that is going to be in Okahania. The most exciting event on our calendar for this year, 2022, is an FEI 2-star endurance event to be held the last week of May at Sand Dune, close to Kababas. This will in fact be an international event attended by riders from both South Africa and Botswana. Unfortunately, their riders are only receiving federation colours, so the Namibian riders will be representing our federation. But we're really looking forward to that. The tables look great, and the biggest shock of all is to see a lot of people dressed up in long pants, and some even have ties on. I would also like to make this opportunity to both thank and commend all judges, technical delegates, stewards, course designers, vets, scribes, announcers, and any other official that I might have forgotten on a job well done under sometimes very difficult circumstances. Without your dedication and hard work, the sport of equestrian cannot take place. A special mention and acknowledgement goes out to the unsung heroes of our equestrian sport, being our grooms and stable hands, who so diligently take care of our horses, ensuring that they stay in tip-top condition, allowing our riders and horses to perform at their best at the various events.
Thank you so much, Jerin Bota, for that video of the awards. Now, coming to the weekend drop segment, the 21-year-old Alex Miller has become Namibia's first men's elite African mountain bike cross-country champion. The Olympic rider had initially planned to compete in the men's under-23 category at Saturday's showpiece event at Farm Windhoek, but he then upgraded to the elite entry on Friday and proceeded to make this decision count. The 35-kilometer distance with 90 meters of climbing was truly a test for the riders from 9 African countries. Now, as you can see, just some of the photos from Saturday's event with Alex Miller, of course, having stood on the podium, winning his gold medal. Now, also in the show, we have compiled an interview with Miller, who of course won the men's category, and Monique du Plessis, the winner from the women's race, as well as a clip from some of the juniors who competed also in the race. So have a look at this.
And today, our very own Alex Miller. Let's raise our hands up to Alex Miller. Wonderful, wonderful. No really today, but a big cheer.
Hi everyone, my name is Alex Miller. I'm here at Farm Windhoek. We had the African Continental Mountain Bike Championships today. Yeah, the race went really well for me. I was actually supposed to race under 23, but then the last few days I've been feeling really good, body's been feeling amazing. So I thought, you know what, let me just upgrade to elite. I was given the opportunity and I thought, you know what, I've got nothing to lose, so might as well fight for the elite title. And yeah, it went really well today. Super happy, of course. Yeah, the race itself, yeah, standing on the start line felt really good. In the beginning, I was second just behind my teammate Hugo. Unfortunately, he broke a chain soon after the start, and then I was first. I knew I would have to keep the pressure on fairly hard, and Philip Bays and Gert from South Africa managed to stay with me for the first 2-3 laps. And then Gert dropped off about 2-3 laps in. Philip still managed to stay with me. He was always just a few seconds back from me, so I was feeling a bit nervous about that. Wasn't sure quite what to do, but then I just decided to keep the pressure on, and then I think in the 4th lap I managed to break the elastic a bit, and then I knew it's just all in from there, keep the pressure on, and then yeah, thankfully the legs were there today and I managed to take the title.
Hallo, ek is Monique du Plessis. Ek het onder 23 gery van Namibia. Ek was 3de gewees. Vir my het dit vandag soos 'n wen gevoel. Al die kinders langs die trek wat vir jou support het so baie gehelp. En dit is so lekker om so baie Suid-Afrikaners hier te hê. Was baie lekker en ek is super happy met my 3de plek.
So the most difficult bit was going up a really steep climb where some of the rocks are loose, so your tires don't completely grip the ground.
Dit was baie lekker. Dit was nie baie lankie, maar dit was nog steeds baie lekker.
Now, of course, from cycling, there is mountain biking coming now to the rallies. Vilro Debenar and his navigator Caroline Swan piped Ellen Martin and Menti Hugo on Saturday in the 2nd Omaruru Shell V-Power rally, while Steven Manevek and Jodine Van Zyl came 3rd. Check out this highlight package from the weekend's event compiled by Tilman van Liel. Right after, we will head to another short break and we will be joined by Brian Munango for Spotify.
Wilro. I'm speaking to these 4 class winners and overall winners. Carolyn Swan, the navigator of Wilro Dippenaar. They just won the 2022 Shell V-Power Omaruru Rally here locally, and with the Ford Fiesta. Wilro, how was the rally today?
Yeah, like I said previously, it was a tough rally. We had a few issues with the car, especially with clutches, misfires, and all of that. So we even had a flat tire in one of the stages. So not the best of all rally, but we kept a good pace. Actually, we just said, okay, we just want to finish the rally, and at the end of the day, the pace did well.
Yeah. Wilro, there was a fierce competition between you and the second place, Alan Martin. I'm not sure about the times and so on, but the last stage, Pika short. Did you make up any time on that stage, or did you lose any?
The last stage we took some time. We took 15 seconds, 10 or 15 seconds, and that we lost 20 seconds on the previous stage with the flat puncture. So yeah, we took a little bit of time back at the end.
Yeah. Well, now the next big one is the Tara that's coming up in July. I'm not sure about a date.
Yes, the Tara is coming up, but it's going to be a lot of preparation. We have to fix the clutch, sort out fuel, sort out tires, get the crew right. So that's a big event coming up, and a lot of preparation that needs to be done.
Yeah, obviously Tara is a different cup of tea in comparison to the Omaruru rally. That is over 3 days. This was only 1 day, even 7 stages, just over 100 kilometers and so on. So as you say that you need a lot of preparations. Is Carolyn going to be on your side again in the hot seat?
Yes, for sure. No, we're going to run the whole year. Hopefully the next year and all the years
as well.
We stay together.
Yes.
No, for sure. We're going to rally together. I don't know how we're going to fine tune it with us coming in for the Jacky run, especially if it's going to be a lot of stages. They're going to do that on the previous weekend. So there's a lot of planning also to be done to get all that sorted.
But Wilro and Carolyn, thank you very much and congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Have a super evening.
Hey.
Thank you very much, Limba. Good day, viewers. My name is Brian Munango, and here on Spotify, we focus on what the youth are busy with in sports. With that, let's take a look at what the youth were busy with this weekend. To start off, the Namibian School Sports Union had a successful 29th Athletics Championship, which saw a record of over 1,000 athletes taking part in the competition. The best athletes from all 14 regions took part in the competition to compete for awards and records. The athletes definitely stepped up and they showed up, and more than 9 national records were broken. With that, we compiled a small video, so stay tuned for the highlight package. Well, as you can see, it was really an eventful athletics and beautiful to watch. The Tennis Association continued with the senior tournament at the Central Tennis Club in Olympia, the tournament that allows players to collect points, which allows them to qualify and take part in the Davis Cup tournament that is set to take place in September. On the other hand, our Namibian youngsters were making waves in Europe. Israel Dowie and Florian Sillenbinder came second in the doubles at the Bellevue Cup in Montenegro on Saturday. And that's it from us here at Spotify. We look forward to seeing you again on Thursday, same time, same place, as we bring you an update of the sporting events that will be taking place during the weekend. Remember to also check out our social media pages, MyZone on Facebook and Instagram. With that, we move over to international news with Arrie Hougaard.
Good day everyone, international sports news, and I start off with tennis news, and it is still the clay season that's on the way, leading up of course to the French Open that's going to start soon in Paris, and quite a few tournaments played over the weekend on clay in Barcelona, also the Serbian Open, and also in Germany in the women's circuit. So let's start off with the Barcelona Open. It is Carlos Alcaraz of Spain. He's only 18 years old. He will move into the world top 10 from next week because he won the Barcelona Open. He beat his countryman Pablo Carrero Busta. And so it is Alcaraz, a new sensation, just 18 years old, will probably follow in the footsteps of Rafael Nadal. Then in the Serbian Open, it was a good result for Russian Andrei Rublev. He beat the world number 1 Novak Djokovic in the final by 6-2, 6-7 and 6-love. And it is Russian Rublev that's in good form on clay. He's one of the players that won't be able to play in Wimbledon because of the sanction put to the Russian and Belarus players by Wimbledon. On the women's circuit, it is Iga Swiatek, the 20-year-old from Poland. She's on an amazing run of wins. She won 4 tournaments in a row now, and she is definitely the world number 1 at the moment. Also one of the favorites to win at Roland Garros. She won in Germany in the Stuttgart Open, and she beat Aryna Sabalenka in the final by 6-2 and 6-2. Quite a convincing win. That is Iga Swiatek of Poland, 20-year-old, still the world number 1. On to some Formula 1 racing news. It was the Emilio Romagno Grand Prix that took place the weekend, and news from after the event is that Mercedes boss Toto Wolff said it's unacceptable for Mercedes to not perform as well as they can, especially with Lewis Hamilton finishing in 13th position, and he described the car that Lewis Hamilton was driving as undrivable. So it's a big statement by Mercedes boss. I don't know if they can fix it straight away, although the other driver, that is George Russell, he's doing a little bit better. He was 4th in the Grand Prix. The Grand Prix was won by Max Verstappen in the Red Bull Honda, and it was Red Bull 1 and 2, and it was Ferrari that finished in number 6 position. That is Charles Leclerc. He was the early favorite to win. Charles Leclerc still leading in the points section after the 4 races that was done already. He's got 86 points at the moment and 59 points for Max Verstappen. In the constructors, it is Ferrari that leads by 124 points, but Red Bull made up quite a lot of points over the weekend with the first and second place, and they on 113 points, just a few behind Ferrari in second place. The next Grand Prix will be in 2 weeks' time. That will be on the 8th of May, and that will be in Miami in the United States of America. And now we continue with golf news on international sport, and it is the Mexican Open that will be the next tournament on the men's PGA. And news from the tournament is that John Rahm, the world number 3, he's from Spain, and he confirmed that he will play in the Mexican Open, so he's the highest ranked player in that tournament. Other players in the tournament that confirmed is Americans Patrick Reed, also from America Gary Woodland, and from Britain it is Graham McDowell. One local player from Mexico that will contend for the title is Abraham Ancer. He is the highest ranked world golfer in Mexico. Also results from the Zurich tournament, Zurich Masters, that was completed over the weekend. It was a very unique tournament that 2 teammates played together, and the winner of that tournament that was completed on Sunday is Xander Schauffele and Patrick Cantlay. They're both from the USA of America, so they won the tournament on 29 under par. And now to conclude the international sports news, it is some MotoGP news from the weekend. That was Sunday's the Algarve MotoGP in Portugal, and the point standings after that is that at the moment it is Fabio Quartararo of France on his Yamaha. He is leading with Alex Rins of Spain on his Suzuki. They both have 69 points at the moment. And Saturday's or Sunday's result was Fabio Quartararo that won from France on his Yamaha, and second place was Johan Zarco on a Ducati, and the third place was Alex Espargaro on his Aprilia. And in the point standings at the moment, Southern African Brad Binder on his KTM, he is in 7th position on 42. He didn't finish Sunday's race. So that is the international sports news for now. Hope you have a great day, and we talk again tomorrow. Goodbye.
Thank you so much, Brian, Munango and Arrie Hougaard. Now that wraps up today's sports events for today's show. Catch us again tomorrow, same place, same time, as we bring you a fresh edition of the Sports Rep Show.